Coming up, I'm gonna go over 5 mistakes to avoid, or 5 tips to employ to make yourself a better, more successful hunt. So stick around. Hi, I'm the OCD Hunter, bringing you tips, tricks, DIY hacks, and other useful ways that my OCD can help make your life a little bit more simpler. So in this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna list out 5 mistakes that I have made in the past that have ruined hunts, and give you the tip that goes along with it to make your hunt maybe a little bit more successful. So maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Now, the first tip may seem extremely obvious, but it's avoid bringing noisy objects. Now, it's obvious that some items that you may bring are gonna cause more noise than others, but there's some objects that are kind of subtle that you don't think about that can end up causing to ruin your hunt. So let's use, for an example, a water bottle, like a simple water bottle that you would buy from the local grocery store. After that water bottle is empty and it's made of that super light plastic, and you go to put it back in your pack and you move it, it just crinkles, and it makes so much noise. I know a lot of people who like to bring disposable water bottles because, you know, they may have to urinate when they're in a tree stand. So my suggestion is if you're bringing throwaway water bottles like that, bring something that's a little bit thicker, like a Gatorade bottle, where it's solid, and when you hold on to it, you won't squeeze it and it won't crinkle. Another example is hand warmers. Hand warmers aren't super loud, but as soon as you try to open the container, oh my gosh, you feel like it's the loudest thing in the world. So be proactive. If you think you're gonna need hand warmers, open your hand warmers before you go out in the field and throw them in your pocket. You can distribute them later, and you know they're gonna last for 8 to 10 hours. But instead of opening them up in the field and scaring everything off, just being mindful and thinking through about each product you put in your bag. When I use it or I consume it, will it be noisy afterwards? Now, my second tip goes along with the first, and that's examine what you're gonna carry. And only carry out in your field what you need. There's so many videos out there that show bag loadouts that they're carrying everything that you could possibly need on a hunt. Well, you need to make sure that you customize what you're carrying for your personal hunt that day. For instance, if I'm going out for a full day hunt, I may carry my camp cook system, and that'll allow me to make my lunch and to make some coffee, especially if it's cold out. But if I'm just going out for a morning hunt, I'm gonna dump that weight and leave it in the car. Another example would be carrying like an axe or a saw. Sometimes earlier on in the year when I'm going out hunting, I'll find that I have a shooting lane that's blocked. So I'll take a small axe or saw that I'm able to eliminate that, so I'm able to get a clean shot. But once I know that that is clear, the next time I go out there, there's no reason to carry that extra weight. So being mindful of what you carry will help eliminate extra weight in your pack. And this is important, especially if you end up having to drag a deer out of some really rough brush. Now, my third tip deals with having a backup. Now, what I mean by having a backup doesn't mean that every single thing I bring, I have 2 of, but the important things I do. For instance, if it's firearm season, I hunt with a 6.5 Creedmoor rifle. However, if for some reason that rifle would ever to fail, I would no longer be able to hunt that day. And where I go hunt, it's 2.5 hours away from my home. So I'll bring my shotgun with me with slugs and leave it in the car as a backup. Thinking of those critical items and having a backup will help you avoid having a miserable hunt. So my fourth tip deals with not everything has to be camouflaged or hidden. Certain items I want to be highly visible. For instance, my phone. I have been on a couple hunts and my phone has been in a black case, and I have dropped it and it has taken me forever to find it. I now carry my phone in a bright red case. I would use a blaze orange case if I could find one for my particular phone, but all I could find was this red. So having your important items be set up so they're more visible will make your hunting trip a little bit more enjoyable. And finally, my fifth tip to help avoid mistakes while hunting is I have a master hunting list. And on this master hunting list, I have every potential thing that I would carry, whether I would be going for a long hunt or I'd be going for a short hunt. Everything on the list you don't have to take, but if you have everything written down, when you go to pack, you can just check it off as you go. As I get older, my memory gets worse, and I have gone out hunting and forgotten ear protection. Yeah, no big deal. You go to the store and buy some, but that's extra money you have to spend, and that's extra time you're spending away from your hunt. So by making a master list that you can go through each time and just make sure you got everything when you're packing is a lifesaver, and it really helped me to make sure that I had the items that I needed. So these 5 tips of only carrying what you need, make sure to avoid noisy objects, make sure your important objects are visible, have a list to prepare to go out, and having backups to be prepared will hopefully help you out to prepare for your next hunt and make it a little bit more enjoyable. I'm the OCD Hunter, and I hope that my continual painstaking practice of changing, fixing, and improving on ideas will help you out in your endeavors. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell next to the subscribe button to get notified of new videos. Comments are always welcome.